What's up, everyone? Okay, today I'm just doing a video on how to enable Hyper-V on your normal desktop computer or laptop. If you have quite a decent computer and you want to run an extra, operating system, Linux, Windows, or Windows Server on your computer, it's quite straightforward. Um, just take note, you do need Windows 10 or Windows 11 Pro to be able to use Hyper-V. It's just a built-in feature, obviously. A lot of people use VirtualBox as well. If you have maybe Windows Home installed, you can use VirtualBox, but that's another video for another time. Okay, so first off, you're gonna have to open your Windows control panel. You can do it by searching or just hitting Windows R. Windows R. So control panel. Okay. We're gonna have to go to program and features. Okay. So over here we're gonna just click on turn on Windows features on and off. Okay, I already have it enabled. So yeah. So you can just enable it, press OK. It may prompt for a restart, so then you can just restart and yeah, Hyper-V. Then you can search for it. There we go. Hyper-V Manager. Okay, quite straightforward. So yeah, then what I like to do is just if you want to create, you can run a bunch of virtual machines. Obviously using Linux or something like that. If you're skilled in it, it will use less resources than using Windows Server or Windows ISO files or operating system. So right click, let's do a new here. You can even import virtual machines. Let's say you exported it from a server or somewhere and you can just import it. The same will be to export, just right click on the VM that will be here and it export. But yeah, for this instance, we're gonna just create a new virtual machine. There we go, you can read through this. Next, okay, we're gonna just name it test Windows 10. Okay. So here you can change where it is stored. So for example, I'm just going to change it to, let's say, Windows Backup. Let's change it to record over here. We can actually go here, new folder, and just call it test backup. Windows 10 HV. Okay, there we go. Select this folder. Okay. So here we're gonna just use the generation. So I like to use generation 2. Um, you might want to use a different generation. This one supports 32-bit and 64-bit. Yeah. Okay, and generation 2, the virtual machine generation provides support for newer virtual features as UEFI based firmware and requires support 64 guest operating system. So I'm just going to use generation 2. This is obviously depending on what you need. Okay, startup memory, this will be the RAM allocated to the virtual machine. So this is 4 gig. I'm just going to keep it on 4 gig for now. As it is, I'm not going to use this for anything more than just testing. Okay. Yeah. And here you can, if you have different Ethernet ports or Ethernet adapters, you can select which one you need. I'm just going to use my default switch as I only have one. Okay, so over here we're gonna just create a virtual disk. So this is where all your data will be stored. Your Windows data, server, database, whatever you're gonna do on your virtual machine. This is where it will stored. So I will obviously just browse and also put it here. In here, I'll just give it the name. Let's say storage store. Okay. Or we can actually just call it data store. just easier if you have to delete the VM and you have to do cleanups. You can just, it's better to do it this way, so you know where to delete the files. Okay. You can also use existing ones or attach a disk or disk later, so you don't have to do this right away. Here we can give it, I'm just going to give it a nice 500 gigs. Okay. And here, okay, so you can choose to install the operating system later or install the operating system from a bootable ISO file. So and network based, but I'm going to use the ISO file. So I like to use just, if you're using, just go to Microsoft's page and hit the download or create Windows installation media. This will run you through a process to create an ISO file or a USB boot file. So just make sure to select the ISO file. I already downloaded it. It takes a moment depending on your internet speed. So here's mine. Okay, next. Okay, you can just go through here, make sure everything is fine, and hit finish. Okay. All right, so here we can see it is off. Okay, so here we can start it. Okay, or you can just turn it off. So you don't have to start it right away. So here you can go through the settings again, do some changes, maybe set up some bunch of different things, like even give it the processor, how many virtual processors you want to give it, depending on what your requirements will be. I'm just going to leave it as default, as I'm not going to configure this for anything. Okay, so once it is done, so you might run into a problem where it doesn't want to start. So if that may here, this may be one of the solutions. So go to your ISO file, properties, and then security, and here we can see, let's have a look. Okay, it's, I think this is the correct one. Let's just do this first. Let's start it. Just to show you what it might run into. Okay, so it'll probably stay on the screen and not change. So if this happens, just turn off the machine. Okay, go to your ISO file, depending on where you stored it. Okay, properties, let's close that. Security, okay. So it's probably this one. Okay, so then you have to change permissions. Let's just try this one first. Give it full control of this ISO file. Okay. Okay, so after you change the permissions, this is not usually a problem, but it can be. You can open it up, press start. So you might run into issue where it just hangs in a certain way. So all you want to do then is wait until it's timed out, turn it off, turn it back on. When it's turned on, just hit tab. It'll show you restart now, and then you can press any key to boot. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't pick up your keyboard, the actions on your keyboard, then it needs to be timed out first before it will work. But yeah, here we can see, just open this up. Here we can see it works. This is giving me the prompt to, install Windows, and from wherever you are, then you can just run through the normal setup on Windows, and that's basically it. Very quick and easy. I'm going to cancel it. So yeah, this is the screen usually will get, and you won't be able to press anything. So you'll just have to wait until it times out. But in this instance, I can see again, I can't press anything. So then I'll have to wait. Yeah, just a quite annoying bug, but yeah, it's fixable. All right, guys. Thanks.